Aloha and welcome back. I'm Panther and this is Final Fantasy Renaissance version 2.1.3. I'm not dead. Yet. Yeah. Oh, man. Lots of weird stuff. Nope. Stop that. Just general life stuff. I won't bore you guys with any of the... Come on. Stop it. Damn. But yeah, it just... So yeah, we're gonna do this for this episode. I just wanted to get you all up to speed on what's going on and everything along those lines. Yeah, it's just... Hi, how are y'all you? Like, that's just kind of the long and short of it. Got everybody with elven bows. I mean, I guess I could get everybody copper, but... it's not really worth it. I plan on getting back into just all my recordings. Still looking for a new house. My dad and sister are looking into all that stuff. I'm helping the way I can of just being able to drive around. Starting to look into a different state at this point. A lot of really numbskull things are happening in this state, so... As a result, just general, like, yeah, it's better if we don't, sort of thing. Which is unfortunate, because... at the end of the day, it really does come down to the fact that the entire point of my family moving initially was me and my dad just have some painful memories. And they're painful because they're good memories, but they're of basically just of my mom and everything like that. She's been dead for about 5-6 years now, maybe longer. I'm not great with like discerning time, so yeah. Initially, we were just wanting to move to get away from all that. Fucking goddamn it. It's been so long since I've recorded. It's been over a week. I do apologize for that, guys. But there's so much going on. I absolutely needed to kind of just get out of the mental systems that are going on. Because at the end of the day, what basically going on is we keep running into a combination of annoying aspects involved. And thank you guys for, like, pointing out things that I just didn't know, like how it's actually pretty common for the people looking into having housing to just jump over certain aspects just to make it more enticing for people to sell them the house. But given the reason why my family is looking to move, especially now with rising crime rate, very obnoxious neighbors, and just all that sort of stuff, I absolutely cannot jump over those fences, so to speak. AKA foregoing the whole inspection. No, can't do that. Like, if something needs to be fixed, we'd rather it be fixed properly than having to spend extra money just to fix the thing that shouldn't have been a problem in the first place. But yeah, this is, you know, that's how things are right now. That also does mean my upload schedule, like I informed you guys before, it's gonna be wonky. I'm doing this because it's low taxing. I probably am not gonna go for very long, maybe like a level or two. And I wanted a game that I knew you guys, almost all of you, would be interested in watching and would actually, like, get to you all. YouTube's being absolutely a nightmare these days, with basically censoring the shit out of everything. And thus, the bigger issue is how basically just I'm not even sure if all you all who are awesome, loyal individuals who've been watching me all this time and actually like hearing me talk and all that stuff, I don't know if any of you even are gonna see this. Like, YouTube's weird, and if you fall off the bandwagon, man, they don't even bother extending their hand to you. I'm so sick and tired of bigger businesses just treating everyone like trash. So sick of that. But yeah, I don't know. Guess that's how things are currently. I had thought about, like, depending on where we end up, because me and my sister have kind of got it in our heads that there is a certain type of housing we want, and in this new state we're looking at to get into, there is that house type in abundance. I'm not going into details because I don't want to dox myself. That's a very real threat these days. But yeah, so overall, it is just very big, not annoyance, stress. It is a very big stress. But, oh, sorry, I tangent and lost track of what I was talking about. Okay, so depending on what type of house we get, if we get the type of setting that me and my sister are hoping for. I was thinking of, like, having a little VOD video or something like that showing you all, kind of the landscape that I'll be seeing on the regular. That's it. Yeah. I'm not even sure if you guys would even be interested in that. Honestly, I don't care as much as normal people when it comes down to that shit. But I do absolutely hope that you all are being patient with me. Like I've said before, and I'll say again, I don't monetize my videos so that I can get away with certain things that other channels just can't. Now, mind you, that doesn't mean I get away with everything, because no. YouTube still hates certain things. And I do mean that, like, hates. Because there's one thing to, like, censor the shit out of people by going like, yeah, you can say this one thing, but if you do, you won't get paid for your entire video because this 5 seconds happened to have had that one. It's like, maybe then I don't want to say anything like that. Well, that's censoring. That's kind of the main crux of what censoring is all about. So, as a result... Oh, there we go. Level 11! Yay! So, while I can get away with, like, cussing up a goddamn storm, which I don't do all that often. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do it. But if you look at, like, the grand scope of how much content I make, it's not really all that much. Okay. But yeah, it's a thing. The example that I definitely put up is I can't play Brutal Legend on the channel because it's got so much rock and roll music in it. Heavy metal, glam metal, death metal, all those rock stuff that YouTube straight up goes, you cannot post this video. If you do, you will be dinged. And this could end your channel sort of ding. And it's just like, what the fuck? Yep, that's just how that works. It's just like, okay. There was this, like, new feature at the time where it's like, hey, we could kind of scrub out the music and leave the audio, but bear in mind that this is an experimental da-da-da-da-da, and I'm like, sure. So that video that normally takes me, like, 4 hours to, like, fully get done, 2 hours for playing the game, and, like, 3 more to have it upload, took an additional 4 hours for it to go, no, we couldn't do it. And thus I had sections where there was just no audio, because I had to remove the entire string of audio for that time frame. Well, why don't you edit it and this and that? Because so I've run into a couple of individuals who have missed the point behind that. So allow me to take the time now to fully disclose the entirety of it. Because with me, it's very rarely that I do something for a singular reason. In this particular case, the reasons are as follows. The first one, when I started doing YouTube, like uploading videos and all that honestly fun stuff, I was not caring about it being a job. I just liked doing it, and if it turned into something that caused it to explode and become huge, cool, then I'll switch over. But, you know, I think my subscriber count is like 600, and we're in a day and age where subscriber count is completely worthless. Because most of you who show up to these, even if you're subscribed, you probably didn't get it in your subscription, or not your subscription, but your, like, your feeds, because YouTube just doesn't care about that shit anymore, and they try to promote random people for no apparent reason. I've had more than a few times where, in, like, the lower left corner of the grid that comes up after a video is finished, there's just, like, a random individual with, like, basically no subscriber count and no views, which, by the way, no shade thrown at that, who are playing a game that I'm just not interested in, and it's just like, okay, I mean, thank you. But then again, there's been times where I've gotten, to see certain people that I never would have seen. So that's cool, but also, I had to go hunting for the videos I knew was uploaded for the people I watch regularly. Which was definitely like, hey, YouTube, no, don't do that to my feeds. I went through the effort of making the, subscribing and doing all that stuff. But, you know, what am I talking about? Like, to show you, like, I don't have to push very hard or dig very deep to show you how much of a child the people behind YouTube really are. All I need to do is go, hey, do you have a little extension that allows you to see the dislike buttons? No? Can you see how many people have disliked a video? Because if it doesn't show a number, it's not 0. But it could be. It still shows you the percentile, like the little bar showing you the ratio between one side and the other. But after YouTube's basically their version of the Grammy Awards, they removed the ability for you to see them. But here's the thing, they couldn't remove the function, because if they removed the function, then they fucked up their algorithms. So they had to keep the function in. But because they got so butthurt over how many people disliked the shit out of their personal video, they removed your ability to see it, which, by the way, was a flimsy attempt at it. Yeah, they're children. They're man-children who think that they basically are in control of a monopoly. Now, a lot of you might be going like, yeah, they are, and it's like, well, guess what? The legal systems of quite a few areas agree with you. Well, Google, YouTube, how's that fucking feel? Not great, I imagine, because now you're facing the legalities of being in the position you're in. What does that mean? Probably nothing right now. I mean, things are gonna happen, but they happen slow. To be fair, to be actually fair, they have to be slow. If you move too fast in legal stuff, dear God, does things fall apart fast. But, yeah, it's just, man. So, yeah, what the fuck was I even saying? Tangents. Oh, right, yeah. Why, like, full disclosure of why I don't do editations. That's right. That's what started down this path. So, when I started out, I didn't care about this being a job. That said, I still had to get money. So I had a job, which means I could only record on the weekends. But I liked making videos. So, like, if you look at my past stuff, they were generated around a certain time frame, like 30 minutes or something along those lines. And the reason why is because that's how much time I allotted myself per episode. I would make 2 episodes per day over 1 day. Is that stupid? 100%. The reason why I say 100% is because these days, I don't have a job anymore. Microsoft wanted to be Google, and as a result, I paid for it. And so did over 20,000 other individuals. Yeah, good going with that, guys. That was smart. And by smart, I mean fucking nearsightedly stupid. Anyway. Yeah. Just... So, now I don't have a job. So I can make a recording, and then after I make that recording, immediately start uploading it. Well, now you have time. Why not edit it? That falls into the second reason why I don't edit my stuff normally. I say normally because there are still, like, special occasions, special reasons, and stuff like that. But I hated seeing when I started doing YouTube, there was a lot of individuals who would fake things. Now, some of them did it as a bit, like, as a joke. And that was fine. That was cool. Alright. I can get behind someone who's, like, I don't have a problem with a magician after I find out how they do their trick. Depending on, like, the stuff involved. Obviously, if they're hurting their assistant and stuff like that and expecting the assistant to just sit there and fucking take it, no, I'm not okay with that. But knowing how they perform the trick of, like, sleight of hand and this and that, it doesn't mean that I don't like the magician anymore. I'll still watch. I'll still enjoy the skill involved in making that stuff happen. If anything, now I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see if you can improve on it, because now I'm looking for that. I know of how this trick fundamentally works. Let's see if you can improve and iterate upon it. And sometimes they don't, but sometimes they're so good at, like, making it look nice, they don't care. So I don't have a problem with people who lie as a bit. Like, that's fine. I have a problem with individuals who... that bit becomes their whole life, and as a result, they become this monster of an individual. I could name just about anybody, and that would fall into the category of it. Now, that said, please, don't be dumb. And I do mean that. Do not be dumb. If you really think someone is a monster, or a problem, or this or that, don't listen to one source for it. Hunt around. Look into it. And I'll tell you this much right now. If you look into it, and you see that, surprisingly, this information is only coming from one source, especially these days, maybe that source isn't correct, and that they're talking out of their ass, especially if that source doesn't show proof. We exist in a day and age where it is very difficult to do things without some paper trail. some level of proof. So, do due diligence. If you really do dislike someone for some reason, look into it. Like, actually take the time to look into whatever is going on. Because the thing is, there are a lot of people who absolutely will run someone else through the coals for no other reason than that particular day they chose violence instead of peace. And some of them don't do it nicely. Actually, a lot of them don't do it nicely. Because there are, let's be honest, there are some YouTubers who they choose violence over peace almost every day, but they make it entertaining, and on top of that, they don't actually hurt anybody while they're doing it. NPCs don't count. So that's it. I saw a lot of that going around, especially at the time where I started looking into becoming a YouTuber. And I started in the path of the thinking of becoming a YouTuber because I was playing BioShock with my sister watching. And she started noting that, like, maybe you should, like, start getting into recording what you're doing and everything like that. Because if you don't know BioShock, it opens up pretty mysteriously. And after you get your hands on your first weapon, which is probably going to be the best weapon in your entire arsenal when you upgrade it properly, the wrench. And then your sidearm, you run across a splicer, the basic enemy of the game, who is over a baby carriage, and you hear a baby crying. Mind you, at this time, like, this was BioShock 1, when it first came out. So I knew nothing about this game. I didn't even know it was a spiritual successor for Future Shock. Nothing. No information. As a matter of fact, I had information wrong on this game. I had thought that there was going to be a hub area where I go and I talk to individuals and get equipment and think like some of the Fallout areas, like Fallout 3, 4, and whatnot, where you have like the initial hub city that you go to and whatnot. FYI, the confusion with that actually came from the fact that I had confused the trailer for a game that was technolizing advanced teching the Norse mythology. So, very different game, and that game flopped, by the way. So I misinterpreted that. So I was in the concept that BioShock wasn't going to be a horror game. For me, it wasn't. It did have some pretty heavy themes and some very, like, scary things, but I start walking up, and then there's this lady, and they do a fantastic job. Like, in all seriousness, a fantastic job of, like, setting this up so you're gonna go, oh, hey, lady, this and that. And mind you, I was even coming into this thinking that, okay, not everybody's going to be a bad guy. And I saw the lady talking to the carriage, and my immediate response was, ha ha ha, no, and I shot her. And that's when my sister was like, maybe you should, like, record your stuff. And I was like, people wouldn't watch me. Obviously, I'm wrong. After that, I eventually got into making my first game, which was, at the time, modded Terraria. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. you know, people watched. Nobody commented, but, you know, that was fine. It was something interesting to pass the time. And I started getting into the thing of, like, by not editing things, you all get the full experience. The lulls of when I'm not talking, the downs of when I am frustrated or just genuinely sad about an event that either happened in game or not. Like, take Final Fantasy, for example. If you guys have been following along, you know that just before the Hunter and the Blade Warden? No. Spellblade. Just before those two came out, I had... I was starting down the path of getting all the achievements done, and I was doing great. I was having fun, doing all that, and then, like, it hit me that I was close to finishing this game. Like, actually finishing it. And that hit. That hit hard. And it sucked. And I did read the comments and noted how it was something you guys noticed. That's why I don't edit. Because at the end of the day, I would rather you guys see me either fail utterly and see how I'm failing and either help me or, I don't know, chastise me, I guess? I don't know. It never feels good to be chastised, but at the same time, I try to take it in stride. Because, like, just like I am a person behind this microphone, behind this stuff, I realize you guys can't see my face. You can hear my voice, but at the same time, that doesn't mean a whole lot. But I also know that just because I don't see your guys' faces or hear your guys' voices, it doesn't mean you aren't people. So I try to treat everybody the way I want to be treated. Now, for any of you who think, oh, then I could be an asshole, it's like, guess what? I would rather, when I'm being an asshole, someone verbally beat my ass down than let me continue being an asshole. So guess what I'm going to fucking do? Give and take. I hate double standards, and I will not use them to the best of my abilities. I say that because here's the unfortunate reality of the world we live in. People are not perfect. And they will never be perfect because the entire concept of perfection is like infinity. It's a concept, not a reality. So, that means under no circumstances do I give a fuck. And I realize that at the worst, I'm going to end up fucking up. And there are going to be times where I'll have double standards. And I need to be aware and ready myself to not get defensive when someone points that out. Because they're, like, especially if they're doing it tastefully. Like, if they are actually doing it tastefully and, like, putting something in front of my face that I clearly didn't see, then I need to make sure that I treat them with the same level of respect that they are treating me. Can't do that if you edit the fuck out of your goddamn video. Now, that said, is everyone who edits their videos disingenuous? No. Like, there are some genuinely awesome individuals who they edit their stuff, or they have editors who edit their stuff for them, who they just don't have time. And they want to give you, like, a big polished to-do. And that's fine. Like, in all honesty, that's fine. That's why the collabs you see on my channel are from my friends who don't even have a YouTube channel themselves. Or my sister, who... she does, and she posts stuff on her things, but for the most part, I have been eking by so often with Anya almost getting thrashed every time. But yeah, what have I been doing in the background? Honestly, I've just been playing some demos. I've been doing some personal Minecraft. Not the same mod pack that I have up on my channel. And driving. I have been doing a lot of driving. And I realized that if I tried to balance doing all that driving and jumping to all those houses and stuff like that, and doing my recordings and the other stuff I'm doing, which I've started making some music, it's for a course. And some of you might be going like, well, why the fuck are you doing that? Like, it's kind of cool, but at the same time, I plan on making a game and a show. And since I'm going to have to wear a fuck ton of hats, because I don't have any money to pay people, I figure, why not learn these trades? If nothing else, it at least helps me that if I get to a position where I start making money for whatever reason, and I can pay people, I will have a better idea of what to ask of them. Like, I'm still learning Blender. Blender's an endless practice gate. Like, you will always continue to improve. It just may not be big improvements. Or, more importantly, you may not notice you're improving. Like me, there's been several times where, like, I don't feel like I'm improving and this and that, and I'm following a tutorial, and it's like, okay, you know, this and that. Oh, this. Alright, they're part of a older version of Blender, because this tutorial is 3 years old. Blender has upgraded significantly in between those times. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that means this has changed, okay. So they're doing this one thing, alright. I start looking in the corners and start figuring out, oh, okay, so they did this. I realize at the end of the tutorial that my understanding for the basics of Blender has gotten to a point where I just followed a tutorial that basically told you nothing, but I was able to follow the tutorial completely. And that's one of those moments of, like, I don't know, like in a cartoon or a movie or a anime where you see the main character struggle to go through this obstacle course in, like, the beginning portions of the movie, and they never really think that they are getting any better, and then later, because they're forced to, they end up going through that same gauntlet, and they didn't even realize that they went through the entire thing damn near flawlessly. And then they look back and then realize how far they've actually come. I had moments like that. And it's definitely something that helps your mood. Also got sick, again. Nothing as bad as the throat stuff, thankfully. But, it's not a fun feeling. Partially why I'm doing this while I'm talking is because I also am trying to work on that genocide achievement. No, there hasn't been any update, or else I would have updated for this. But yeah, so I wanted to make my videos as honest as possible. I didn't want to change my channel name or anything like that, because it's kind of dishonest to put honesty as, like, a part of your fucking title. Honesty shouldn't be that. It should be something that happens naturally. That's why I'm upfront with you guys on so many things. Like full disclosures and stuff like that. I try to leave out any TMI stuff, but there are times where it's like, it's not going to make sense unless I add this bit of information. Does it suck? Yeah. But at least you know. But yeah, so alright. So almost a good hour-long video. Got 17,000 gold. I'm trying to get everybody to level... Oh, yeah, I gained 3 levels for this episode. So yeah, that's fine. Next episode, we'll probably gain 2 more levels and get them out to 15 each. And that should allow me to get through the marsh cave. That being said, I will catch you all next time. Until then, have fun, be safe, and aloha.